Hey, yo. Ha, 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 ha. All right, bust it. Look. What up, Fight World? It's your boy, Ego. And I'm back with some more boxing. Joshua versus Povetkin. This is the post-fight show. I am the one and only Ego. Let's talk about it. Good fight, you know. Not necessarily the number one choice we wanted to see, but it had some action. We're going to talk about everything. All right? Consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Heavyweight division is back. Wilder versus Fury was announced yesterday. Joshua retains his title, knocking out Povetkin. The first man to knock out Povetkin. Good action rounds. Joshua gets the knockout. Round 7. Let's talk about it. But before we do that, you know, we got to get through the particulars. I know some of y'all want me to just jump into it, but we got to get through the particulars. Right? I'm just getting set up. You know, it's kind of cool having boxing on so early, at least in my time in America, in California, because it's 3:12 and I'm doing the post-fight show. You know, that's cool. So make sure you guys come in, smash the like button, please. Shows the algorithm on YouTube that we working. Helps the channel out. And then I'm going to give you my, uncut thoughts like I always do. But before, like I said, we got to get to the particulars. Let's go through the Boxingego roll call. On my channel, I like to see where everybody's from. And we usually post fights. Sometimes we have people that are new to the channel. So I want to see where you guys are from. Let's get it. City, state, zip, go. Hey. Hey. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Okay. City, state, zip. Where? Shout out to Wales, UK. Oakland. Okay. We got Lexington, North Carolina, baby. Brooklyn, H-Town, Erie, PA, Milwaukee, UK. Shout out to London, Norway, Baltimore, 307, ATL, Jersey. We got Tucson. You know we got Tucson. We got Crip City, Portugal, Chicago, Sacramento, California, 916. I put the Northern California on my back, people. Shout out to Dover, England, Chicago, Brunswick. Yeah. Shout out to England in here deep. Okay. Manchester, UK, Toronto, OKC, East Oakland. You know I know that place. San Diego, Portugal, Compton, Havana, Cali, Chicago, Toronto, Flint, Work, Flint. Hey, we got another Portugal where the same person keep repeating it over and over. We got Flint Town. Shout out to my dudes from the D. So cold out here, D. Brian NY with the, he got the super chat. He getting it cracking off. Hey. $5 super chat. Thank you to Brian NY. Let me see what he said. Oh my gosh, we're going too fast. Shout out to Brooklyn. He repping where he from. Let's a little bit more. Smash yo, we got 1,000 people. Y'all gotta smash the like button. We not starting until we get more likes on this. We got way too many people. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. What are y'all doing? Y'all gotta smash the like button. We got 1,000+ people in here. Stop playing with me. I am the Stream King. Shout out to Ireland, England, Miami, England, Ireland, Philly, Guatemala, Ireland. Block Lewis. Any shooters in here, Block Lewis. You'll see him in the comment section. We got Sinaloa. Shout out to all my people in Mexico. Ireland repping. I see y'all, Ireland. I can't wait to come out there. Guatemala. Sano. Bay Area. One time for the one time. One time for the one time. One time for the one time. Cleveland. Shout out to the land. We getting a lot of love. We got 1,400 people. Y'all got to get it crunk. Y'all got to get it lit in here. Mexico, Long Beach, UK, to the Nigeria, okay? We got Nigeria repping for AJ. We're going to talk about it. Memphis, Tennessee, Philly. Smash the like button so we can get started, people. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to talk about it. I know y'all want to talk about this Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Someone said, who is this dick? Block him. They must not know. Motherfucker, I am boxing. I'm boxing ego. You know who I am. Talking about who is this dick? Who are you? I barely, like Floyd said, I barely even know who the fuck you are. Who are you? They know me. We don't know you. You a stranger. Shout out to Kenya. Gang, gang. All right, we gonna get it. We gonna talk about it. See, every time they hate, the money just keep coming in. Jesse Wyatt, he said he repping that Dallas, Texas, that Oak Cliff stuff. You know, Oak Cliff 75216 to be exact. The Butter Beans. I appreciate you guys for all the love. Again, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. This is what we do. Cover boxing, talk boxing, live streams, the livest live streams. Y'all still going with the roll call. Shout out to Bradford, England. You know, I see everybody. You know, we worldwide. They asking who we are, but we worldwide with it. Mr. International, player with a passport. Just like a Latin bitch, get you anything you ask for. Let's go. Lick my dick, ego nigger. Yeah, you're blocked. You know, they want to hate so bad. You know, and that's real suspect for a dude to even say that. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, we got 1,700 people in here. We not worried about haters. We just gonna do what we do. Smash the like button. They said they love the haircut. I appreciate you. My barber, shout out to Synth. I have a female barber, and she does her thing. Joshua versus Povetkin. It was a good fight. Lasted 7 rounds. Congratulations to Anthony Joshua. He beat Povetkin. He's the first person to stop Alexander Povetkin, and he did it by knockout. How the fight played out, kind of played out how I expected. I told you I didn't really prefer this fight for Joshua. Reason being, everyone wanted to see the Wilder fight, including myself. And I feel like if you're going to look vulnerable, which I think Joshua did do, you know, not taking away from his victory, but I think he looked vulnerable here. And if you're going to look vulnerable, or if you're going to potentially lose, then why not do that to a champion, you know, in a unification? Just my thoughts. You know, I understand it's a mandatory, but we know boxing and we know the rules of boxing. A unification would trump and supersede all of that. So Anthony Joshua, he stayed patient. The thing, okay, let's talk on my post fights. I give you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is Joshua stayed the course. You know, he has a lot of personal behind the scenes, like, fans in his ear, you know, talking shit because he's not fighting Wilder when this September fight could have been Wilder. Eddie Hearn said that September Wembley wasn't available and he just fought at Wembley. Good crowd. So we all know how that saga played out. And Joshua stayed his course. You know, he didn't get too distracted because he came out with the victory, came out with the W, and that's what it's about, learning on the job, securing that W, and then you advance, you move on. I do think there were some moments, some oh shit kind of moments for Joshua where the momentum wasn't swinging his way, but he pulled through that, weathered the storm, and I give him credit for that. But I also put wins in perspective. We are talking about, you know, 38, 39-year-old Alexander Povetkin. I'm not reinventing the wheel. This is stuff that I said before the fight. This is why, you know, a lot of people didn't want to invest in this fight and told Eddie Hearn, according to Eddie Hearn, that, hey, I'm going to wait till April, see if Joshua's fighting Wilder. You know, that's the better fight. Most people that I seen knew that Joshua should be the favorite and projected Joshua to win the fight. So I'm really not surprised. I knew Povetkin, again, would be tough, especially if Joshua, you know, mentally was distracting. Shout out to Memphis Marcus, $2 super chat. I appreciate you. We just working, people. Round, you know what? I'm just gonna jump right into it. I had Povetkin winning the fight up until the stoppage, but again, credit to Joshua for hanging in there, weathering the storm, dealing with that adversity. You know, that always, to me, I'm always more impressed when these fighters are like spoon-fed, like easy fights. Doesn't really mean much. Povetkin came and he was coming to knock out what's his name? He was trying, you know. See, I'm not even gonna go toe to toe. He said, "Stop it." Wilder beat a 40-year-old Ortiz. So actually, on paper, while Ortiz is 38, so you added years to his number because that's what you want to speculate, because you're not going off of facts. Second of all, Luis Ortiz is 6'4", Povetkin's about 6'1.5", 6'2", you know. And from a standpoint, Povetkin doesn't move like Luis Ortiz. So are we really comparing Luis Ortiz to Povetkin? They both got power, but Luis Ortiz has the power in a southpaw stance. Unlike Povetkin, you don't know shit about boxing. So yeah, I did give credit to Luis Ortiz for a valiant effort, and I did give credit to Wilder. Povetkin, he didn't even have, like I said, he fought David Price, who also fought on his undercard and again got stopped. Every single light, I don't even know why the UK, since now y'all want to go in, let's go in. Okay. The UK, I see a lot of, like, Eddie Hearn posted something and he said, like, oh, David Price, the whole country's behind him. That's cool. I understand supporting your countrymen, but I never really seen the it factor with David Price. He lost to Tony Thompson, who got destroyed by Klitschko, and he lost to him, had a chance to avenge it, and he lost to him again by stoppage. Every single David Price loss has been by stoppage. I think he has 5, 6 losses, 6, I think, and they've all been by knockout. So, you know, I don't have blind patriotism. I understand. I give credit to David Price. He laces him up. I give him credit for having heart and still getting in there after getting knocked out. But I never seen this whole allure with David Price, right? And that was Povetkin's last opponent, right? So please, let's not compare Luis Ortiz, right? Let's not compare him at all. Totally different style and everything. Anyway, aside from that, round 1, I think Joshua was doing decent, but then he started getting touched up at the end of the round. So Povetkin, you know, had some good spots in the fight, but he had a nice little flurry of combinations at the end of round 1. So you might even give a slight edge to Povetkin. Some people I know would score around. See, I'm fair. I'm a fair critic. Some people are going to score round 1 for Joshua. Some would score for Povetkin. You can kind of put an asterisk by it because Joshua, you know, he was patient, jabbing, but then Povetkin scored a heavy sequence of blows, you know, and to me, in a round where it was more of a feel around, it wasn't too much action, I think that would edge him in the round. So Povetkin definitely round 1, you know, could have went either way. Definitely won round 2. I thought Povetkin, you look at round 2, another thing with round 1 is when Joshua came out for round 2, he had a bloody nose. You know, so obviously Povetkin landed a power shot or at least a jab that opened his nose up, you know. And I think it was one of the hooks. But Povetkin, I think he started off really strong in this fight, you know. I was on Twitter looking at some of the scorecards. Like, I don't have nothing against any of these guys. I keep it a stack, you know. And I was listening to some people's scorecards or reading what they tweeted, right? And it was laughable. Somebody said that, like, going into the 6th round, they had it 3 rounds to 2 and, like, you know, 4 rounds to 2 Joshua and shit like that, or saying either way. I didn't see none of that. I thought Povetkin was doing pretty well. 1 was you know, but I think Povetkin edged it with the flurry at the end. Harder power shots, similar to Canelo Triple G, you know, consistent with the scoring. A guy's landing like some flurries that buckle you, you know, or give the appearance of buckling you. You know, why would I give it to Joshua? You know, round 2, Povetkin came out vicious. Joshua had a bloody nose. And, you know, in those early goings, it really looked like Joshua didn't have a firm grip on the fight. Like, he was still jabbing, trying to feel his way out, but Povetkin definitely started stronger. You know, I don't really care what no one's talking about. But, just being real, if I'm Luis Ortiz and if I'm Deontay Wilder, if I'm Tyson Fury, I'm not taking anything away from AJ's performance. But after seeing that performance, I wouldn't be like shaking in my boots. Like, let's say when Errol Spence made Kell Brook take a knee and stopped him. Okay, you'd be like, oh shit, he's a major player in the heavyweight division. Crawford moves up from 40 after being undisputed and destroys Jeff Horn, who Pacquiao struggled with. That's more of a performance where you're like, God damn, he just tore him up. This was a very competitive fight. And you can argue, oh, it's 2 gold medalists, whoop, whoop, whoop. I get that. But, you know, one's older and lost to Klitschko and really hasn't, he's failed 2 drug tests in 2016 and really hasn't fought anyone of relevance, like an undefeated guy or even a Dillian White since then, you know. So I don't even know how he got ranked, to be honest, to be number 1. So to me, if I was Wilder Fury, I wouldn't be like shaking in my boots. You could be like, okay, Joshua, you got to watch out for his power. You know, he showed us some stuff there, but I seen some vulnerability in the early goings, and then he pulled the trigger and has, you know, good power. He got dynamite, and he was able to turn things around. Shout out to Johnny Player, $5 super chat. If AJ kept his left down against Wilder, it would be a short night. See, now, shout out to my real boxing fans. I see you. I'm trying to get to all the super chats. So if you guys do super chat, you know, I definitely encourage it. It helps the channel. But just like that message, try to keep it around that length, because that was a perfect length. The ones that are real long is going to be hard because we have 1,000+ people in here, right? But yeah, I seen, just in my personal opinion, I seen some flaws that other people like who are a bit younger and, you know, maybe even stronger, athletic, taller. Because when I seen Joshua and Povetkin, Joshua clearly looked a lot bigger. Clearly, you know, like I don't know who's even disputing that. Who would even dispute? Shout out to Bang Energy Drink. This shit's pretty delicious. Rainbow Unicorn, sponsor the channel. I mean, I don't know if anyone would even dispute that. He looked a lot bigger, you know. And the thing is, Joshua wasn't fighting tall. That's one issue. He had his left hand low like he's Roy Jones. You know, he had his right hand up. That was concerning because Wilder, guys like that, he has crazy power. I'm telling you, he has crazy power, and he has long ass arms, you know, and he has a good jab. People sleep on Wilder's jab. So having that left low, Wilder has a nice straight right that'll put you in the twilight zone. You get what I'm saying? You want to be a gangster, but you look like a crackhead. Once again, I'm talking boxing, they talking me. I look like a crackhead. Okay. Joshua won via 7th round knockout. These dudes is bums. He said you want to be a gangster. When did I ever say I wanted to be a gangster? Like, I'm talking about boxing. These dudes just be saying whatever. It's funny, but y'all could keep hating. You know, you see how many people watching. You see the super chats coming in. That was really random. Like, I can understand if I was toting guns and, you know, throwing up gang signs. These motherfuckers just be saying whatever. But anyway, yeah, Joshua had his left down low. He still looked kind of like he looked a lot bigger. He wasn't really fighting tall, like just stuff like that. I think against a Fury, even though Fury's not the most powerful guy in the division, he's, you know, he's awkward and he has long arms and he's big. So having your hand down that low, I don't know if Joshua's fast enough to have a reaction time. You know, the good thing for Joshua is he's a good finisher and he explodes. Like he'll dig down to that level and explode, because when he did knock out Povetkin, he started tearing him out the frame, and that was his. He just, you know, he went in for the kill. He went all in, which could be dangerous again, because even if you hurt Wilder, you know, you got to watch out for that Marquez shit to smoke you out of there. But I do like that about Joshua. He's athletic, and you know, he'll push for the finish, and he'll explode and really try to get you out of there, you know. But I did see some vulnerabilities. I mean, if listen, I'm not here for this is not a fanboy man fan channel. You know, I'm here to talk boxing. Joshua's nose was bleeding in the second round. It didn't look like momentum was swinging his way per se, and you know, I had him losing the fight up until the point. I think his best round was round 6, up until obviously the final round, which was a stoppage. But then the first 3-4 rounds, I thought Povetkin was just tricky with his combinations. He was rocking Joshua with like some hooks and uppercuts and just mixing up his punches better, harder shots, landing more solid. And Joshua was trying to jab, but he, you know, I don't know. It just wasn't, you know, it wasn't like a dominant, highly competitive fight. The fight was good, you know, action-wise, it was good. But Joshua didn't like this. This is why I don't prefer stuff like that. Because if you fight Wilder and you're in a tough fight, that's to be expected. He got vibranium, you got power, so it doesn't really hurt you if you're in a tough fight with the best of the best. You know, Povetkin is not really considered the top guy, and then he had you know, nose bleeding. He was like Povetkin, you got to look at the little, like, Povetkin was whiffing and barely missing, but he was trying to take Joshua's head off. Joshua was lucky he kind of got out of the way of some of them shots, because Povetkin was really going for it. So you have to, as a reasonable boxing fan, imagine somebody who's athletic. Povetkin looked like he had good athleticism, good movement. He was leaping and trying for it, but he's also doing this. It looked like Mighty Max or whatever from Punch Out. He looked a lot smaller. So imagine if Wilder's doing it, who's 6'7", you know, facts. So just basically what I'm saying is the smaller man trying to create opportunities. Povetkin, go look on his box rec. His arm length is not that long. His reach is not that long. So that's what I'm saying. If he was still trying to find his way on the inside and still landing some good combination, imagine somebody with these long-ass, monkey-ass arms like Deontay Wilder with more, in my opinion, more power. You know, Povetkin did well for himself, you know, with everything stacked against him. Povetkin, 38, 39. Wilder's like 30 with longer attributes, height, reach, and stuff like that. You know, so this confirmed what I already felt. I would definitely favor Wilder versus Joshua if they were to fight, if Wilder gets past Fury. I think Fury is probably a tougher fight for Wilder based on the stylistic matchup. You know, I don't know that Joshua beats Luis Ortiz, to be honest. But hey, don't take my word for it. Don't make no Dillian White, Derek Chisora, no fight like that. If you don't believe me, let's see Joshua fight Wilder, or let's see him fight Luis Ortiz. Period. You know, I don't even want to talk. Don't at me. I don't want to talk about it. Push for the fight. Tell Eddie Hearn that you will only settle for those two fights, and we'll see. You know, block, keep it real. Shooters, just block them. We're not playing games. Listen, the man fans can say whatever they want, but you notice how they make the radical statements, but they're not telling me what I'm saying that's wrong. So Joshua looks splendid. This looked like Joshua versus Dominic Brazil. Is anyone gonna say that? You know, block Luke Dudley. You know, we'll just do it that way. It's that simple. You know, we're trying to have a boxing conversation. So what do you disagree with? Please let us know. You know, they just saying whatever. I mean, compare the Dominique Brazil performance to this and tell me he looked the same. Period. Again, props to him. He got the victory. Great. I didn't watch all the post-fight, but I didn't see him call out Wilder. He said something about what the crowd wants. I would have liked to see him say he wants to fight the winner, you know, just so there's no confusion. I don't know if he said something late. Listen, people, if you guys want this stream to continue, we have got to get the likes up. We have 1,000+ people since I've started, 1,000+ people, and the likes are in the 200s. This cannot happen. If this stream doesn't get the likes up, then, you know, you guys can check out my post-fight breakdown that's already on the channel. But the only way these streams can come to you, these long streams where we talk about it, is if y'all show the proper engagement. We got like 1,200 people and we got 200 likes. That can't happen, you know, because I understand people want to leave comments and stuff like that, but y'all got to smash this like button. You know, I see the haters, some of them stepping on the gas and hitting the dislike. You know, we got to let the love outshine the hate. You know, y'all got to smash the like button if you want to continue these long streams. That's the only way I can justify being on here so long. Good action fight though. You know, there was some good rounds. Joshua, I don't know, I guess that's his fighting style. His speed didn't look, I don't know, his speed didn't look that fast, except for when he had Povetkin hurt. You know, that's when we seen his speed, I guess, show up. So good fight though. As far as DAZN, wasn't really feeling it. I have really fast internet. I pay good money, and I know it's not my internet because I stream on ESPN Plus, and it was crystal clear. The picture was, it was decent, but it didn't look like crystal clear. Like when I watched on ESPN Plus, I watched Manny Pacquiao versus Lucas Matisse. That shit was really clear. This was like, you know, cool, but it didn't look like all that. And then it started buffering at weird times, you know, randomly. It would just like buffer. I'm not touching the computer or nothing. Shout out to Joseo, $5 super chat. He said, this one's for the haters, bro. Keep up the good work. I mean, they're going to hate regardless. But yeah, that my first impression of DAZN wasn't necessarily the greatest. I don't think it was like I said, ESPN Plus, their stream looked crystal clear. That's one common thing I noticed. Navigation, solid, but it looked a little bit cluttered. But I haven't really like dove into that. You know, it was easy enough to find Joshua Povetkin. But the problem I had was with the buffering. That was one of the major issues. And then there was a segment of this telecast where Sergio Mora made a comment. He was like, oh yeah, Povetkin, he's tricky or something. And then it started buffering. And then all of a sudden, when the buffering stopped, it rewound the telecast. So I had to listen to the commentary twice. I've never seen that. I've never had that happen where a buffer occurs and it rewinds the telecast by itself. Like I wasn't touching the computer or anything. And then I have to listen to the same commentary, and it like scooted the telecast back like 10 seconds. So I had to hear the same stuff. So I know I wasn't watching the fight in real time, which, you know, I don't really like that. I don't want to be on Twitter and then someone's like, oh, Povetkin got knocked out. And then because of my shit's buffering on the paid platform or whatever, because this shit's buffering, then I don't know the outcome because it rewound it. I didn't like that. Yeah, I don't know. I never had that like on no stream, me personally. Shout out to Real Brother 32, $10 super chat. Salute to the realest live stream and reporter, dropping not only the boxing knowledge for real life, honesty, win, lose, or draw. Salute to my brother for always keeping us informed, my G. Thank you for the truth. Yeah. What do you mean just reload? All I'm doing is all I did is hit play and I'm sitting back watching the fight. So why I gotta reload it? What do I have to do? You know, that doesn't even make sense. Shout out to my shooters holding it down. They in their feelings. You know, the man fans are funny. They in their feelings. They want you to have no constructive thoughts. They just want you to say like, "Oh, Joshua looked amazing." Joshua didn't even get his fucking haircut. I don't know why he did that. He should have got an edge up. You know what I'm saying? Fuck y'all. You know, I'm not here to say what you want me to. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Y'all hit the dislike button or whatever. I'm not here to say what you want. You know? These dudes be like, want you to just have no like introspective breakdown. Like I'm just gonna sit here and be like, Joshua, look, fuck the bloody nose. None of that matters. You know what I'm saying? I'm breaking down the fight. If y'all don't like that, you know, scram. It don't matter. Shout out to Carluccio, a £2 super chat. Ego, what's your prediction on Fury versus Wilder? Good fight, great fight for boxing. It overshadows this Joshua Povetkin fight. Prediction-wise, Wilder knockout. But I think Wilder could be tested. Povetkin, I mean, what's the name? Tyson Fury's just tricky, and he's bigger. Shout out to Boxing Lounge. He said, I'm with you, Ego. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go to one of these other simp-ass channels that just say everything that casuals say. I'm not out here. Like, I'm not out here. And I make more money than them channels. So, you know, I'm not out here selling my soul to appease anybody's fan base. Like, I really could care less, you know. I'm here to tell you my insight, my thoughts, and that's what I seen with the Joshua fight. Congrats, he did good by staying patient, staying the course. There were some vulnerabilities I seen. If you don't like that, hit the dislike button, you know, get multiple. I don't care. I'm not really here for all that. I don't care what it really doesn't bother me. Like, so that's just my thoughts. It was a good fight, good action fight. I give props to Povetkin for showing heart. He did show heart because I don't even know how he got up. He got hit with some serious shots, some big blows by a much bigger Joshua, you know, in his prime, youthful, and I don't know how he got up. Block Marcus J, he says, but you're asking your fans for money. Who did I ask for money? The fans are giving me super chats. You sound stupid. Once again, this is how you know they hating. In this whole telecast, when have I ever, the only thing I've done is talked about the people who have actually donated money. When did I ever say, hey, please give me money, please, please? All I'm doing is talking the fight. If people want to donate to the channel to support, hey, you go to Starbucks, you want to tip your barista, it is what it is. But the motherfuckers talking about I asked for money. Okay. That just goes to show you they mad that you getting money, you know. That's what that shows. Smash the like button. Good fight. You know. Joshua, I really don't understand why his left hand was so low. I don't know if he was trying to bait him. I think Joshua should have just jabbed the whole time, like to set up his combination, because Povetkin was kind of cagey and fidgety in there, you know. Shout out to Carlucci. He said two pound super chat. What's your prediction for AJ versus Wilder, bro? Wilder would KO AJ, in my honest opinion. That's it. You know, again, I'm not really here for who's mad. If you disagree, push for the fight. It's that simple. You know, I just see it. Stylistically, you know, at the end of the day, like, take my word for it. Let's see the fight. You know, I don't know if Joshua can beat Luis Ortiz. I'm being honest. I really don't. Styles make fights, and the style of those two, I think, would make for a good fight. This is no Joshua hate. You know, I don't have to be no hate channel or whatever. You know how some people on YouTube be super radical. You know, congrats to Joshua. Get an edge up now. You're out of training camp. You know, cut your hair. That's cool. You got the victory, retained your title. Salute. Salute to Povetkin. You know, it's that simple. I didn't lose money on this fight. I didn't do a fight prediction. You know, to be honest, I wasn't really even overly worried about the fight, because the fight I want to see is the best heavyweights. You know, could have been undisputed. So this is just something extra as a boxing fan. Block Adrian. Listen, I don't have time. You see over 1,000 people in here. I don't have time to like respond to just a bunch of silliness in the comment section. Shout out to Jesse Rincon, $2 super chat. Ego Army. Shout out to Carlucci. He said, I honestly believe it could go either way right now. That's fine. You know, I'm not mad. Push for the fight. Say if Wilder gets past Tyson Fury, I want no other fight, Eddie Hearn. Don't make Joshua versus Dillian White or Derek Chisora or Gerald Miller. Push for that fight. That's the best way. So if you feel it could go either way, you're rooting for Joshua, you think he wins, I think Wilder wins, great. Let's see it. I tell you guys, that's my mantra on this channel. LSI, let's see it. Shout out to Big Time, $10 super chat. Said, keep letting the hate motivate my brother. The haters ain't doing nothing, you know, because they ain't saying nothing. Like I said, let's see it. There really should be nothing to talk about. Joshua got past his mandatory, so that's cleared up. Unifications trump mandatories. Eddie Hearn did an interview saying they're going to send out a better offer. So send Wilder a better offer. No flat rate bullshit. And let's see it. If Wilder gets past Tyson Fury. If Fury beats Wilder, let's see Fury versus AJ in a domestic showdown at Wembley. It's that simple. Block Sean Myers. You notice these dudes, he says that fade is busted. He said my fade is busted. A bunch of beta males judging men. You know, I'm talking boxing and they talking about me. So shooters, find in the crowd Sean Meyer and show him how we do, you know. Once again, grown-ass men care what another man looks like rather than talk boxing. We're not moved by that. In my opinion, Wilder has handpicked the opponents. Why would you fight Stavern again? He is a bum. You clearly don't know shit about boxing. The same reason Joshua just fought Povetkin. Stavern 2 was his mandatory, dipshit. You clearly don't know shit about boxing. And the only reason that he chose the mandatory, he was trying to fight Luis Ortiz back then, but Luis Ortiz failed a drug test. So you clearly don't know what you're talking about. You know? You don't know what you're talking about. He tried to not fight his mandatory, and he was willing to pay Stiverne step-aside money to fight the tougher fight, which was Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz failed a drug test because he had hypertension or high blood pressure, therefore taking him out of contention for November until he cleared it up with the WBC. So they had the venue already booked for Barclays. I went to that fight, and Wilder ended up fighting his mandatory, which was Stiverne, instead of paying him step-aside money. So you clearly don't know what you're talking about when it comes to this boxing. You'll justify Joshua fighting Povetkin, which nobody really wanted to see, but then you say the Stiverne was a bum. You know, Stiverne was actually supposed to fight Povetkin, but guess what? This shows that you don't know shit about boxing, because Stiverne went to Russia and Povetkin failed a drug test, so the fight got canceled. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You can't beat me. Next. Who next? Yeah, what else? Stiverne refused to step aside money. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Bermane Stiverne initially was hesitant, but he was willing to fight against Dominic Brazil in an eliminator plus step aside money. So once again, you guys don't know what you're talking about. And while y'all hate and make up your own narratives, we out here getting the livest live gates. Shout out to Ryan Chang, my dude. He just dropped, these is red super chat, these is bloody shoes. He just dropped $100 on the channel. So like I said, y'all keep hating. I don't think 100 is the limit. You can keep, you can do more than that, but what you just did was plenty. And he said, how come the limit is only $100? Stop stunting on him like that, Ryan Chang. That's my guy, man. You know, like I said, I do this in my slumber. So Joshua Povetkin, it was cool to watch. Early fight. Make sure you guys smash the like button. They want to hate so bad. See, they talking about my haircut, saying my fade is busted. You know, we just out here eating, talking this boxing talk. Big bank take little bank, so we not worried about it. Shout out to Ryan Chang, big time, and all the people who have donated in the super chat. I told y'all can't win. Someone said Ryan Chang equals Al Heyman. Nah, but you need to go to his Instagram and look at some of his cars. Ryan Chang, you know, we've had conversations in the DM, unless I'm thinking of the wrong spot. And my dude got bread, and he got some fly-ass whips. Shout out to you. Shout out to Brian, New York. You know, the East Coast just holding me down right now. Says, salute, bro. Did you see Big Baby Miller's comments on your IG? He wanted you to... I didn't see. I haven't been on IG. See, you know, we just making all the noise in boxing. He said he wanted you to stream the fight. That was funny. LOL. Hashtag Ego Army. How you gonna be signed with DAZN and ask me to stream the fight? That is funny. Shout out to Big Baby Miller. Shout out to Brownsville. Never ran, never will. Salute. He's fighting Thomas Adamak, you know, in his next fight. We just working, people. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Smash the like button. We just breaking down Anthony Joshua. He retained all of his belts, all 4 of them, when you include the IBO belt, and he knocked out Povetkin. The first person, you know, I give him credit for that too, because Klitschko, based on his style, he hurt Povetkin, dropped him, but he never stopped him, you know. So I give props to Joshua for being able to pull the trigger and actually stop a guy who's never been stopped. Ego, I'm listening to you playing Dragon Ball Fighters. That sounds cool. Is it any good? You know, DAZN, let's talk about DAZN more. I had issues with the buffering. Did you guys have any issues? Was it clear? Did you have any buffering issues? It would just buffer at random times. And the time that pissed me off is when it rewound the telecast, and then I had to listen to the same commentary again. It rewound at like 10-15 seconds. I never had that. A lot of times when I've streamed stuff, if it buffers, it'll just cycle it to the current marker, you know, where it's really at, as opposed to going backwards in time. You know, so I'm definitely canceling my DAZN subscription. You know, I wanted to see. So I got the little trial joint, seeing how it was. Yeah, I'm canceling this shit until I know what's on the fight card. If Dillian White fights against Luis Ortiz, I'll re-up it. If Joshua fights against Wilder, I'll re-up it. You know, just good fights like that. Shout out to my dude Hamza. He donated $5. We out here working, people. Let me read his note so so everybody gets their shine. He prefers PayPal, so when he sends donations, it's through PayPal. So he just sent this. Shout out to my dude Hamza, $5. Said, keep up the work, bro. Hamza, straight to the point. I appreciate you, man. We just working, man. We're not really worried about the other. Like, some people, they live in a fantasy world, and I reject their deposit. I'm here to talk boxing. I'm not here to lie and fabricate what I've seen. Joshua did his thing, ultimately got the victory, and he got what he wanted. So that's the most important. Learn from it. But I seen several rounds where it looked like the momentum wasn't shifting his way. His nose was busted. So, he was tried in this fight. He was challenged in this fight. And this is kind of why I didn't want to see a fight like that, because I know Povetkin is dangerous and tough. Not that I thought Povetkin would absolutely beat him, but, I did know he could create that. So it's kind of like Triple G. This performance reminded me of Triple G versus Kell Brook. That's the type of performance. It wasn't a Triple G versus Dominic Wade. It's Triple G versus a Kell Brook. Ultimately, you got the end result. You got the victory in, the win in the win column. So that matters. But there are also some points of contention where people seen some things, Shout out to David Davison for getting blocked. Finish him. Listen, I don't mind constructive criticism, but if you're going to say I'm a hater, tell me what you disagree with. And if you don't, finish him. What do you disagree with? So, Anthony Joshua, in your mind, looks stellar for all 7 rounds. Let's not play no games here. Because the only thing I gave, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. And I don't want to understand. What do you want me to say? Oh, yeah, Joshua, he's the next Muhammad Ali. I mean, what do you want me to say? I told you what I think. And if you can't deal with it, then, this is not the channel for you. I really don't. I don't know what to tell you. He said, don't be mad at ego, be mad at God. Ego's army. Hey, you tripping. Shout out to Skits for the funny super chat comment. $2. We just working, people. He looked stiff the first few rounds. See, I know I'm not the person that saw it this way, But again, this is what man fans do. They just want you to just come here and just, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. AJ did his thing. He got the stoppage. Cool. Most people felt that Joshua was the favorite. On the sports books, I believe he was the favorite. Let's debate. You can ban me if I lose. Bro, you've been leaving dumb comments. Block Jimmy Dean. We can ban you just cuz. Block Jimmy Dean. He desperate. These dudes is desperate. Nah, he ain't getting the smoke because I don't like desperate dudes. He been leaving stupid comments and talking about debate me. You talking, well, you can block me. Look, he said pussy ass. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Jake. These dudes be so desperate. I'm not debating shit. What is their debate? Make the fight everybody wants to see. Joshua versus Wilder. That was cool. Joshua got past his mandatory. Let's see what he does next. End of story. Go on vacation. Enjoy the time with your family. Period. Listen, we had a sustained 1,000 people plus in this stream. We have 405 likes. Let's try to drive those likes up. Let's get this shit cracking. This is how these streams come to y'all. Are y'all woke? Y'all gotta wake up. Smash the like button. The comments are great. That does great for the channel. But we got a front page. We got to show YouTube in the algorithm we the livest live stream. Other than that, then I got to cut these live streams a bit shorter. So if you're in here and you enjoy the boxing content, smash the like button. We got a super chat also from I can't find it. Hold on. Adam H. Anderson, from Australia, $5 super chat. Tell Joshua Wilder has the WBC with him and he won. Who next? Hey, you tripping. Shout out to Samuel Peters. I won. Who next? Listen, another thing that DAZN or whatever got wrong is they said that they ranked or announced Joshua as the undisputed champ. How is he undisputed? Block Derek. He says you get a like if you shave. What does my beard have to do with boxing talk? You're not a boxing fan. You care what a man looks like. Derek, yeah, thank you for getting rid of him. He says you get a like if you shave. I don't need your like. But they announced Anthony Joshua. They announced him as the undisputed champion. How is he undisputed and he doesn't have the WBC, which is a prestigious belt? That doesn't even make sense. So LJ Fighter, I don't know. That's just what these dudes be on. You know. But yeah, he's not the undisputed champ until he beats Wilder. Block Illuminati. You know, it's obviously a bunch of casuals that aren't normally here on the channel. So we'll christen them so they know how we get down. That's Eddie Hearn's doing for the casuals. Yeah, he's not undisputed until he fights Wilder or Tyson Fury winner. I'm gonna go to the press conference. Hey, if you listen, we gotta take over on the channel. Anybody in the UK, videographers, or in New York, you know, because I'm gonna try to send somebody to the press conference. I'm gonna go to the LA one, I think. You know. You full of shit, the other belts are not. Okay, how am I full of shit? So, hold on. Let's do a hot seat. His name is B. Oinola. He says I'm full of shit. And now, since we have so many people, I can't do these long, exaggerated hot seats. So you got one opportunity. He says I'm full of shit, so tell me how Joshua's undisputed and he's missing the WBC belt. You have one opportunity and you have 25 seconds. So good luck. You know, they just say whatever. He said, I'm full of shit for saying Joshua's not undisputed. See, they create their own narrative, people. These man fans create their own narrative. They create their own narrative. I'm full of shit for saying he's not undisputed when he's actually missing a belt. Okay. But it was a good fight. Good fight, good action. And this is, you know, after you've been doing this as long as I've been doing, this is how you know the fear is real with the man fans. Because they wouldn't fear what I'm saying if they knew I was full of shit. Like what they're saying. Like I said, Joshua, he did his thing, got the victory. That's most important. But I seen vulnerabilities there, right? If they honestly didn't believe it, they wouldn't react like this. You know, look at Rudolfo. He said ego is a bitch. You know, we can do this all day. It don't matter. I got time. Today I got time, cuz. You got to have thick skin in this business. You know? Claudia, email me. Directed by ego. Directed by ego. Or hit me up on Instagram. Private message. Look, this is what happens when they hate, y'all. Every time they hate. I like when y'all hate. Because the fans see that y'all just hating. And they support. Shout out to Byron Gross. He just sent a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. He said, hold on. Hold on. Let me see what he said. He said he'll post a poll for his next opponent. We already seen a rigged DAZN poll, and that poll won't include Luis Ortiz, #new media. I didn't hear him say that because I started recording, so I didn't hear that. Shout out to Boss Red, $2. Ego, can I be a shooter? We're gonna be accepting new shooters soon, so I'll remember your name and I'll just just see how you handle on some of the streams. But yeah, we're gonna accept applications. Yeah, he's gonna do a poll. I mean, but really, do we need a poll to know who people are gonna? They want to see him fight Wilder Fury winner. Period. You know, do we really need a poll to decipher? Okay, Wilder Fury winner. Dillian White, Derek Chisora, Luis King Kong Ortiz. I mean, it's really easy. My email's in the description of all my videos. So if you guys have questions or interested about anything I said, please please hit that up. My email, please. You know, for the sake of this stream and so it could be fluid, just email me. Yeah, we know. I mean, Wilder Fury is obviously going to be the hot commodity that people want to see. I mean, not Wilder Fury. The winner of Wilder Fury. If we're talking about doing a poll, we don't really have to do a poll to decipher that. We know what the fans want. The fans have been telling you what they want. So, that's just my 2 cents on the whole matter. What'd you guys think of the AJ fight? How did he look to you? You know, for the next, give me 1 second, because I seen a comment. Give me 1 second. For the people that are trying to donate, look in the chat. There's the Venmo. That's the Venmo to donate to the channel. And then I want to play a game with you guys. If you don't see the $sign, and there's a link to the PayPal if you guys are donating to the channel during this live stream. You know, everything helps. Appreciate it. Shout out to, we got to get to the money. Hyphy, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. He says that PayPal was for me. I appreciate you, Ego. Salute to you for being a part of Ego's army, and I appreciate you. So much love. I appreciate that. Ego, you know boxing, to be honest. Thank you. We got another super chat from Christopher Lee, $20. He says, I just got on here and my woman has me at this boring ass art show, so I can't hear you. But I'm not mad at Eddie no more for hiding. Joshua and that glass jaw. Wilder gonna sleep him. Wow. Shout out to Christopher Lee for the super chat. That was his comment. Enjoy your art show. All right, let's talk about it. You know, I gave my thoughts. I want to hear what you guys think. Taj Webster said AJ looked good in round 6 and 7. Before that, he looked a little shaky, but he got it done, and he did what he's supposed to do. Good shit from him. See, that's pretty much exactly what I said. Ego, he showed no. This is from Passive Student. Listen, it is 4:03, so until 4:06, I'm just gonna read comments from you guys. I've already said my opinion. So for the next 3 minutes, we're just gonna read. I'm gonna pick random comments and read what people are saying. Passive Student says, Ego, he showed no separation in skill until he got the KO. Abby Magana says, glass jaw, crying emojis. Mr. J, robotic style by AJ equals KO by Bomb Squad. Listen, I'm just reading comments from you guys. Since y'all say I don't know shit and I'm hating, so we're going to see what the fans think. It's that simple. Robert Martinez, shout out to you for the $5 super chat to the channel. Appreciate it. Wilder chicken leg getting put down from Mark Street. The Boring Gamer says AJ's whack, laughing my ass off. Have a day off. Whoever said that, just finish someone who's never been stopped. AJ adjusts in fights. Okay. Marquise Pope. AJ looks slow but smart. He saw that Povetkin was vulnerable, so he went to the body to gas him. Then he finished him. Ray Hernandez says AJ versus Wilder. AJ would win. This fight should happen in London. Michael Brody. When he was knocked down, his coach pulled his arm and almost fell out the ring. Yeah, that was he was hurt bad. I don't even know how he got up. Renee, AJ can't handle Wilder's fierce aggression, man. Boss Red 357. AJ too stiff. Wilder sleeps him. Hope Springs. Yep, AJ will fight Dillian White next, then White versus Wilder. So you're saying Dillian White beats AJ in a rematch? Okay. We just reading fan comments. About another minute. I just want to hear what the fans say. Hamza S, my shooter, says AJ lacks creativity. He always starts off his offense with the jab, which ain't even all that crisp. He kind of slow as well. Mosquito, damn, it's going so fast. Mosquito says Mark Street, he's arguing with somebody. Ronald Finkley, I see Wilder pawing him and then getting knocked clean smooth out, and him getting knocked clean smooth out. King Corleone, AJ is too much of a slow starter with Wilder's fast starting pace. MC Boswell, wouldn't top AJ. Y'all tripping. Fighting old men. Kyra Johnson, same people who are saying Ortiz was too old are sucking AJ for beating Povetkin. Gary Shaw, Fury versus I guess that's supposed to be AJ, is the fight of all fights. Money, baby. Yeah, that's a big domestic fight if he can get past Wilder. Kevin Orantes, AJ gasses out and has power, but not one-punch power. He can KO Wilder, and his lack of defense will make it easy for Wilder to get the win. All right. I just read straight comments. That's just from the crowd. We're going to just keep this thing moving. So, you know, again, congrats to AJ for the victory. He pulled it out. I honestly had Povetkin winning. You know, like I said, round one was a flexible round. Maybe you could have gave to either guy, but I like what Povetkin did. I think he buckled AJ. He looked, you know, a little bit off balance and caught. So he landed the harder blows in round one. Round two was definitely a Povetkin round. I think round three was definitely a Povetkin round. You know, Joshua heated up in round 6 and 7. And even in round 6, Povetkin did some good work. But if you guys follow me on Twitter, I did my round by round. Round 6, I thought Joshua controlled more minutes of round 6. But Povetkin, it was still competitive because Povetkin landed some good shots in there. But through the entirety of 3 rounds, I gave round 6 to Joshua because he did more work in that. Yeah, Povetkin tried. You know, he showed heart. So that's, you know, that's my thoughts. AJ must avoid Luis Ortiz. He's not fighting Luis Ortiz because they're going to say Luis Ortiz don't make no money. Luis Ortiz, the way he moves, that would be a bad style for Joshua, especially if he gets a start like he did tonight. Because although Povetkin was moving pretty good, he was at like a 3-4 inch height disadvantage. Ortiz would be closer. You know, Ortiz like 6'4". You know, that's an awesome fight. But, you know, they don't. I haven't seen Eddie Hearn really even offer up Dillian White to Luis Ortiz despite the WBC ordering the fight. So I highly doubt that he puts his cash cow in there with a guy like Luis Ortiz. Can't see it. You know, especially with, you know, Eddie Hearn, it seems like he works closely with the sanctioning bodies and they're not ranking Luis Ortiz for whatever reason, even though the WBC did the clean boxing program, found the drug test, and then, you know, had a meeting with Luis Ortiz's team and cleared it up, and they put him back in the rankings. These other sanctioning bodies are trying to force Luis Ortiz out of the rankings. So, you know, they're talking about Joshua's 2019 might be Dillian White rematch and Kubrat Pulev Huey Fury. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You know? Ego, props to you for this live stream. I've seen other boxing channels try to do what you do. Hey, you know, we just work hard. Shout out to Ego's Army. We got our own swag and our own style. You know, me and my boys, we are coming out with that podcast too. You know, it's not about boxing, but be on the lookout. I'll give you guys more details when they're available. Again, if you live in the UK, if you live in the East Coast, like close to New York preferably, and you have a nice camera, you know, I'm looking for people to, I'm going to start sending some people. So apply within my, you know, it has to be professional. Like, quality is everything. You know what I'm saying? Not just no people, you know, professional. That's not just like camera quality. I'm talking about like performance, you know, ethics. You know, we only try to do the best of the best. If you can help, or you think you would be of service, email me, please. You know, I can't address everybody on the stream with 1,000 people, so please email me and we could talk square business. Dude, you look like DJ Khaled. Once again, I'm trying to talk about fights and, you know, the growth of the channel. They say I look like DJ Khaled, so I guess we the best. My email is directedbyego@gmail.com. It can be found in the description box of my videos. So, you know, or go to my Instagram. It's in the, I believe it's in the bio too. You know, I am always watching your streams while gaming. What games you playing? Anybody play that new Spider-Man? That Spider-Man on PS4 looked wet. That looked dope. Mr. T says, yo, Drake. That just means I got all the hits, boy. You know, whatever, I'm Drake. What is up with these men? Stuff is creep. That's what I'm saying. I never see them do this with other people. Like, I don't see them go to, you know, Adam Booth and all these motherfuckers and critique how they be looking. But, you know, that must say something. Oh, that's what you're playing right now, the Spider-Man? Someone said T-Rex arm Povetkin. Hey, yo, wildin'. That's what I'm saying. These are Tyson Fury, Wilder. Those are all different fights for Joshua. Luis Ortiz. You know, these are all different fights based on the physical attributes each man has, the style in which they fight, their height. You know, you got to factor in a whole different set of statistics. You get me? But anyway, I like Joshua's patience because he didn't mentally fold when it wasn't looking his way, per se. Yo, we got 1,000 people watching roughly. Smash the like button. If you are in here commenting and you like the boxing talk, smash the like button. You know, we got to keep pushing these live streams to the next level. You know, it helps the channel, helps us in the algorithm, and I appreciate it. We got a super chat also. One second, y'all. I gotta get to the super chat. Carter_KP, $2 super chat. What's up with a new Fight Night champion, Ego? I mean, I would love it. You know, I haven't really been into video games like that recently. I've just been busy, you know, working a lot and shit. But I would like that, you know, boxing, seeing, you know, the contemporaries, the Floyd Mayweather's, Canelo in a video game. That'd be cool. Hold on one second, yo. Wilder gave Ortiz. Hey, you tripping. Impressed with AJ. Surprised he knocked out Povetkin. The Wilder fight looking more lucrative. Yeah, I mean, he advanced, so that's what's important. The fact that he advanced to the next level, retains his title, you know, that's important because he needed to win, and he did it by knockout, no one to knock Povetkin out. So I give him props for that. But I did pick out little things that he's going to have to work on, in my opinion. Like keeping that left hand low. Wilder's arms are too long and he's too awkward, you know. And I think he has different power to Povetkin. Povetkin was holding his own, and I thought he was winning the fight as the shorter man. You know, Joshua negated his height. Look at, they hating. He said Joshua versus Ortiz would be pointless. So you're okay with Joshua Takam and Joshua Povetkin, but then Luis Ortiz would be pointless. We smell fear. We smell the fear on you. You know, you notice Wilder's supposed to be so shitty with his resume and all that, but the people who you guys call Wilder fanboys and all that, nobody that I seen that was a Wilder fan told Wilder not to fight Luis Ortiz. But then look at Joshua fans, the man fans, saying Joshua versus Ortiz would be pointless. They already have a built-in excuse. You know, you're okay with Dominic Brazil getting an AJ title defense, but Luis Ortiz is pointless, knowing he's a top guy, you know, knowing that he gave Wilder a good fight, and Wilder and Joshua fight differently, you know, but it's pointless. And then we'll say, okay, it's pointless for AJ to fight him. Let's see Dillian White fight Luis Ortiz. Oh, that's pointless too. I mean, we smell the fear on you. That's fear. Povetkin would KO Ortiz. I mean, that's your opinion. Nobody knows who you are. Your name is Peds the Master, so you on PEDs. You named yourself after performance-enhancing drugs, and you talking about Povetkin would knock out, because you giving them Peds. That's why your name is fucking PEDs. So I don't believe anything you're saying. And block the look at the names, the pictures of the people doing the most hating. Jose Toledo, he said puto. Okay. You know, just look at the names, the faces, the pictures of the people doing the most hating. Shout out to Angel Santos, my shooter. He says, $5 super chat. Listen, once that new fight night come out, I'll be on that all day after work on PS4 discussions on Twitch and all that. That's funny. Shout out to Claudia Knight, £5 super chat. Wilder is wild open on his attacks and very vulnerable. All will be open around his head. He cannot afford to make a mistake with AJ. You know, I disagree because you look at it like this. It's just like Triple G with it. Like, you guys have to try to have like an astute boxing brain. This is why Triple G calling himself Mexican style and then describing it as what he believes is Mexican style. This is why it never made sense. Because every single time Triple G fights an elite level guy or an elite level puncher, all that Mexican style shit is out the window. He's not fighting like that. If he's fighting against someone whose power he feels comfortable in there with, maybe he'll be right in your front door and try to overwhelm you. If they're smaller, you know, Ishida, Kell Brook, Gabe Rosado moving up, stuff like that, you know, Adama, someone he's not really worried about hurting him. Yes, but when he fought an elite puncher in David Lemieux, elite Canelo, an elite level guy in middleweight like Daniel Jacobs, he fought different. You know, the same thing. All the people saying Wilder is so wild, just hear me out. Notice when he fights the better names on his resume, he's not playing around and he's fighting more of a measured approach. He, you know, or he's working himself into the fight before he starts playing around. You know, like when Wilder fought Chris Arreola, he was dancing and shit. He was like salsa dancing, and then he ripped an uppercut. He wasn't doing all that when he, you know, he was like this. Chris Arreola was in close quarters, and he was just like doing this salsa dance or some shit. And then he went like that and launched a nasty uppercut. That's because he did that against Chris Arreola, and he wasn't worried about, you know what I'm saying? But when he fights Luis Ortiz, the motherfucker wasn't dancing and shit. He wasn't like, you know, dancing and doing all these things. When he's fighting Povetkin, you're like, oh, he's losing. Or, oh, he's fighting Gerald Miller. He's losing some round. Or not Gerald Miller, Gerald Washington. But you notice when he fought Stavern the first fight, just jab, you know? So I think Wilder has, you guys, I don't know who you listen to. You don't have to take my word for it. But whoever you're listening to, you guys recycle the same rhetoric. But I really feel like you're saying other people's rhetoric because you heard them say it. But if you really break it down, it doesn't make sense. Wilder, when he fought the Stavern in the first fight and the Luis Ortiz, he's not doing the extra shit from round one on. So all that wild shit, yeah, he'll do that with Audley Harrison. And beyond that, that wild shit will get you up out of there, because how do you have a just oh my god, make the fight, people. That's all I gotta say. Make the fucking fight. Wilder doing all that wild windmill shit, like my dude Eric Kelly said. He said you don't know where the punches are coming from. He said north, northeast, northwest, south. You don't know where the punches are coming from. Joshua, in that last fight with Povetkin, as the taller man, was getting caught with hooks and shit, some of them pretty flush, you know, by the shorter man. Wilder's an inch taller, and he's gonna do that wild shit. So even the wild shit, you know, that's gonna be dangerous, because Joshua Joshua don't have a Mayweather type of defense, and he's a little bit slow. You know, so he's not going to be blocking it. I never seen that from Joshua. So, like I said, don't agree with me. That's fine. Let's put some money up, push for the fight to happen in April, since it didn't happen when it was supposed to happen this year, and let's see it. Ashton Blackmun, $5 super chat. Did you see the trash fight between Oakley and that white girl? He fought a white girl, you're telling me? No, I didn't watch this fight. I was running errands. I got back for the main event. I heard it went to decision. It was like, you know, lackluster. I'm telling you, it's different when you fight competition from all around the world, not just the domestic level, you know, people that are in countries close to you. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot different. Fight guys from Mexico, top guys from Mexico, USA, you know, it's different. Lennox Lewis proved no matter where you're from, he's a great fighter. Oh, it was that bad of a fight? I didn't watch it, you know, so I don't know. Okay, these dudes be saying whatever, you know. Povetkin is a proven and seasoned fighter, never been knocked out, and has fought a lot of great competition. All right, you in the hot seat. Can't say the same about Luis Ortiz. So Klitschko is a good person. He got knocked down and lost, and then he fought AJ and just got knocked out. So where's all this great competition? You know, he fought two good guys and got knocked out, and got beat up on in the other one. Beyond that, you guys be playing the role. Knowing Luis Ortiz, people don't want to face his style. They don't want to give him an opportunity. Povetkin is getting calls. Meldonium failing with Osterine. He's still getting phone calls to fight David Price. You know, he's still getting calls to fight AJ. You know, if somebody call Miami right now and call Luis Ortiz and say, hey, Derek Chisora, you know, we want you to fight him. Hey, Dillian White's waiting for you. Hey, AJ, can you be ready by, you know, December, January, blah, blah, blah. You know, so you guys play the game. They always do the same shit, you know. It's that simple. Oh, Terrence Crawford, who is he really beat? Oh, he just beat a little Gamboa. Knowing damn well Pacquiao was rumored to fight him. Like, you know, Bob Arum was cultivating and building that fight, and Pacquiao wanted no parts of him. And then you gonna hold it. Got busted for steroid and some other ped. You know, bro, just block him. Like Binga, you know, just block him. He's just putting stupid shit. So once again, you guys always play the role. Oh, Errol Spence, who is he beat? Knowing he's calling out every top welterweight. You know, make these fights. If you want Errol Spence to have a better resume and show what he can do, you know, then Sean Porter should be next, right? Danny Garcia should have fought him. You know, Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao. You know, you always hear Floyd should fight Jermell Charlo because Charlo called out Floyd and shit, but you never hear that about Pacquiao. Why is no one asking Pacquiao to fight Jermell Charlo? Because they don't want to see that massacre, because they know little ass Pacquiao will get crucified because he's too little. You know, nobody tells Pacquiao to go up to 160 and fight Canelo, but Mayweather, who beat Canelo convincingly and schooled him and dogged him, they want him to move up at an older age than Pacquiao to fight him. You know, they want Mayweather to go up and fight Triple G. Y'all play that sucker role. My barber's number. You have to live in Northern California. I can give you my barber's number. She got bars, I'm trying to tell y'all. See, and this, thank you guys to the people complimenting the haircut. My barber, she got skills. You know, this is not no dye or no bullshit. This is like my real hair. You know, this ain't no Machine Gun Kelly toupee and all this shit. But yeah, that's how I know dudes be hating. The other dude came in and said my taper was trash, but then people were showing love. So, you know, you can't please everyone. Fuck you. Shout out to my dude Lamar Gouges, $10 super chat. I want to ask a real question to the AJ fan. Don't even, you know, it's not even worth it, bro. And without them getting the boot, as long as they have a good answer. If AJ hit by Wilder as easy as he got hit by a steroid Povetkin, what would happen? Bro, it's pointless. These man fans are gonna just say whatever. You know, they're gonna say whatever. But shout out to you for the super chat. They're just gonna pander to the narrative they want. Like I said, there's nothing to talk about. Joshua got past it. Sexual chocolate, y'all. Sexual chocolate. You know, he got past some sexual chocolate. Okay? He got past it. Let's see what happens with Wilder Fury. AJ fight the winner. Boom. There's your April fight. Just do it. Don't lowball them. Don't offer no flat rate after they're fighting each other. AJ has an interview with BBC Sport where he says, oh, the heavyweight division, it can't just rest on my shoulders. Let them fight other competition. Let them fight each other. Guess what? They're fighting each other in December. I got the email from PBC. Great. You got past your mandatory. They fighting each other. The winner of their fight is unification. You got all the belts. Now let's see y'all fight in April. No bullshit. Real negotiations. No flat rate. Because the winner of that will be respected in the heavyweight division. Right? If you look at what Wilder's done, beating Luis Ortiz, look what Fury's done, beating, Chisora and also beating Klitschko. You look at Wilder beating Stavern and beating him twice and beating Luis Ortiz and shit like that. Let's see who's the best of the best. That's simple. Point blank, period. Don't know this A side, I'm the A side, because you was the A side against Povetkin and you were still getting touched up and bloody nose and you had to figure some shit out, So he was 38, 39 years old. You got past it. Tyson Fury's not 39 years old. You can say he was on coke and this and that, but if he beats Wilder, he's legit. If Wilder knocks out Fury or beats him, outboxes him, he's legit. No excuses. Let's see the fucking fight. Period. If Joshua fights Derek Chisora, Gerald Miller, or Dillian White next, then that goes to show you what it is. And what Barry Hearns said while he was fishing is what they've been planning all along. So I don't want to hear no excuses. This should be an easy ass negotiation. Y'all gotta answer this question. Y'all gotta answer this. If y'all ready for this question, I got a question for all y'all. Remember Trey from Boys in the Hood? He's like, the first body was found in Africa. So that means you all from Africa. All y'all. I ain't from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia, you African booty scratcher. Classic. If y'all want this work, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? And I got a perfect question for y'all. We'll see what excuses they come up. New media. We see what excuses they come up with now. If y'all ready for this, smash the like button and can I get a hell yeah? Joshua says that since the Takum fight, Takum is mod, I've been negotiating with Wilder. You negotiated for since the Takum fight, that was like October, November of last year. So all the way up until the WBA stepped in and said you have 24-hour deadline. So several months, crossed over to a whole new year, blah, blah, blah. And still got nowhere. The fight was not made. You still don't have an agreement for April. Yet Tyson Fury and Wilder, despite the haters and Eddie Hearns and people saying, hey, where's the date and the venue? They're fighting next, December 1st. We're still trying to get the undercard and additional details, but both fighters have confirmed it. PBC sending media emails confirming it. Every major website, ESPN, Bleacher Report, yada, 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 has written articles talking about the fights on Wilder Fury for December. My question to you is simple. How are they able to do that? Fury, and it seemed pretty painless, because both fighters wanted the fight. Fury's coming off a three-year hiatus, right? 3-year hiatus. And he's already willing to fight. What's his name? That shows you what type of man Fury is. Period. There's no reason that other negotiations would stagnate for 6 to 8 months or whatever. And then when it comes to
don't know Team Joshua or Matchroom will ever fight the Gypsy King. Never.
Fury be talking greasy.
I think it's safe to say no. Don't Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. It's alright fighting men 38-year-old, 39-year-old, sorry, half your size. Today is pure evidence that I'm fighting the best heavyweight out there in Deontay Wilder. Joshua's not even close. He's slow, methodical, ponderous at times, powerful, yes, but they all are. Very, very clear to say, avoid me at all costs. If I was you, Joshua, I'd avoid me, because I will jab your face off. You bum. You're a bum dosser. Hashtag bum city. Can't box. Jab your nut in. Easy night's work. I've never seen a bigger bum in my life. I think
Hey, Tyson Fury be talking greasy. That's why, you know, new media, I told y'all, we gonna be all right, you know, because as long as I have professional fighters agreeing with me, then you know, I'm cool. I'm cool with my pace. I think Fury versus Joshua will be a good fight, but I mean, he said I didn't. And see, this is the thing. Y'all say I'm a hater. This motherfucker's calling. I'm not. I didn't say Joshua was a bum, you know. He was like, you're nothing but a bum, not even good enough to be my sparring partner. You're bum city, hashtag bum city. He going in. I'm not even doing that. And he's a fighter in the division, and he's saying, like, I'm fighting the best heavyweight. I'm fighting the best welterweight, and it's evident that they don't want to fight me, that they will never fight me, you know? So you guys can say whatever, hit dislike button. Fury's going in. He's bum. He's a wooden top. Not even good enough to be my sparring partner. Like, he going in. You know, he's solid, but you know, people see little flaws and stuff that could be picked out. You know, it's just what it is. Like, and again, this is not the channel. I'm trying to warn you guys beforehand so you don't get your feelings hurt. This is not the channel for you if you're just expecting me on my channel to call a one-sided fight. That this is not HBO, you know, where I'm just gonna make up shit that I saw or overcredit somebody and say, hey, they did everything perfect, even though I didn't see everything perfect, you know, which, you know, no one's perfect, but you guys get what I'm saying. I call what I see, you know, and Povetkin was in there, very competitive. I had him winning the fight. It was looking, you know, some little scary moments. Joshua did do good in round 6, but it was still competitive. And then he laced Povetkin up in round 7. He became the first to stop him. So I give him credit for that, you know. But to act like this was a Joshua domination, you know, and real talk, if we're being real, if we're really being real, Joshua's just look at his last performances from Klitschko on. Klitschko was a very tough fight. Okay, that's a Hall of Famer. We expect that. You guys knocked each other down. You still got him out of there. You know, your youth and strength prevailed. Boom. Cool. Then you were supposed to fight Kubrat Pulev. He pulls out. Kubrat pull out, right? And then you fight a 2-week notice Takam, who's literally like 6'1". I know for a fact, I will bet 10 racks that I'm taller than Carlos Takam. You know, not that height is the only thing, but he's not a big heavyweight. And Joshua, he was like, his nose looked like it was messed up. He was definitely winning, but it looked like a stoppage that was like a mercy stoppage. You know, like it looked like Takam could have been the first person to potentially go 12 rounds with Joshua, but the ref was like, nah. Then you had another horrible ref in the Joseph Parker fight who called it premature, you know, who prematurely would break the action, you know. So the Takam fight, you had a premature stoppage, in my opinion, and in the opinion of Gerald Miller and some other people, right? The Takam fight, that's what happened. The Parker fight, you know, you were jabbing. You weren't this like knockout artist. You know, you were boxing more. And Parker was looking good, had his hands down, never really felt threatened enough to put his hands up. You know, he was doing some good work, but maybe not offensive enough. But the ref was horrible. You know, the ref, every time it was inside work, good, clean work. One arm free and stuff. He would break the action, you know, which would help Joshua, the taller man, you know, because he's creating space and creating unnecessary breaks and lulls in the action. you know, and that's Joshua's performance. And then versus Povetkin, another guy who's undersized compared to you, who looks small in the ring. And Povetkin, you knock him out, but Povetkin hasn't had any real, you know, recent momentum. Like, he hasn't beat like a guy who we would consider in prime in quite some time. He was suspended for drugs. He looked mad small, etc. You know, and he was doing well for himself, catching you with hooks, had your nose bleeding, you know. So you guys can say whatever you want, but those are I just went down it. That's Joshua's most recent performances, straight up, you know, right off the cuff. Those are his most recent performances that you have to look at, and I don't think those are the same caliber of performances as he was putting up versus Kevin Johnson, Charles Martin, Dominique Brazil, Eric Molina. He was looking like a bulldozer, you know. Parker hurt Joshua to the body. Yep. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I would favor Wilder or Fury winner to beat Joshua based on what I've seen, you know. And obviously, in opinion of Tyson Fury, you could say he hates, you know, he hates Joshua or whatever. See, you notice this is what old media does. They always have an excuse. So when Fury says something, it can't just be his opinion on what he's seeing from the man. He says, yeah, he's strong, but I can outbox him. I'm going to keep the jab in your face. They say, oh, it's because he hates him. You know, when someone says Wilder would beat Joshua, they say, oh, it's because you're an American. But then Lennox Lewis says Joshua needs to step up and take the fight and get from behind your promoter and just make the fight. He's not American. You know, Luis Ortiz says Wilder will knock out AJ. He's not American. He's from Cuba. Joseph Parker, he's from whatever, New Zealand or whatever. You know, they always have a convenient excuse of why it was said. So we'll see. You know, ultimately we'll see. They're great fights. It's good that we can even talk about the heavyweight division, but I feel like Joshua hasn't had a complete dominant performance in a while. Like, look at Terrence Crawford versus Julius Ndongo, right? Look at Terrence Crawford versus Jeff Horn. You can say whatever you want about them, but Crawford's moving up and dominating the guy, right? We haven't really seen that from Joshua where he's like, you get what I'm saying? Where he's just put on a dominant performance and finessed the guy like to a. It's been a minute since we've seen that. That's my honest opinion. You know, you could say whatever. Okay, Povetkin is a gold medalist. Yeah, he's a 39-year-old gold medalist, just like Klitschko was a 41-year-old gold medalist. You know, but Joshua has power, so who knows? He has good technique, a bit slow. So, like I said, if you disagree with anything, just encourage these fights. Encourage the best versus the best. No bullshit. No flat rates. Let's just see the fights. You know? And that'll solve everything, so we don't have to talk about it. And I don't understand why people would not encourage that if you're a boxing fan. Why would you not want to see Wilder Fury winner versus Joshua? You know, these are the best. They're clearly the best three heavyweights. You know, with the wild card being like a Luis Ortiz. So let's just see it. That's all I'm saying. Let's see the fight, you know, so we don't have to debate. But I guarantee you, if the fight gets made, then all of a sudden people are gonna switch their tune up and shit. When the fight because that's when people switch, when the shit gets real. Oh, I never said I was picking AJ. Oh, okay. That's how that works. But, you know, props to AJ. He got past his opponent. The first to ever stop him. Now let's see what he does next. Point blank, period. Block Abby Magana. They keep putting dumb shit. Bro, will you push for Crawford versus Mayweather? They trying to create their own narrative. You can do that on your own YouTube channel. We talk about heavyweight boxing, and he says, will you push for Mayweather versus Crawford? Will you push for Crawford versus Pacquiao? You know, because that's the fight that was supposed to happen, that Top Rank wanted to make happen. Crawford said he would make it happen. You see? This is what they always do. They try to switch to, oh yeah, Floyd should fight. You see how Floyd got to, at 41, after proving what he's proven, he got to fight Canelo at 160. He got to fight Crawford at 147. Yet they don't want to see Canelo versus Charlo or Danny Jacobs. You know, they're saying Bernard Hopkins is telling you Charlo got to do more and Charlo got to create a buzz and become a household name. You see how this works? You know, but Mayweather still got to prove more. Oh, are you going to push for Jermell Charlo versus Mayweather? You know, this is what they do. We know the games, man. Someone said, will you push for these nuts? Hey, y'all wild. Y'all tripping. That's funny, though. We know how the game goes. We know what they doing it for and why they saying it. They're only here to cause distractions, trying to switch the subject. You know, Wilder and Joshua were in negotiations to fight. So I have every right to want to see that fight because Joshua is claiming he wants to fight him. Mayweather nor Crawford are even talking about fighting each other. So where did that even come from? Do you get what I'm saying? I ain't heard one word from Crawford. I've heard Crawford talk about fighting Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Keith Thurman. But I never heard him even mention Mayweather. So once again, they're trying to create their own narrative that they want to run with, and we know why they're doing it. It don't work like that over here. Make sure if you guys are in the stream, smash the like button. Block Abby 19. He's putting racial comments. We're not having that either. Abby 19, ABI 19. ABI 19, block him. He's putting racial shit. Shout out to D. J-Dog said he clapped that. But I am happy that the heavyweight division, we have something to actually talk about now. Because before, for a minute, it was just like really the Klitschko's. If you weren't a Klitschko, then, you know, most of the contenders and challengers, you knew that they couldn't beat Klitschko. You know, now we have some new blood, some rising stars, some guys are at the level now. So, I'm happy for that. I'm happy that we're actually in the spot where the heavyweight division has some buzz. And it's cool to argue about who would win. See, I don't want to keep art. That's my thing. A lot of these guys want to just, they want to argue about it nonstop and talk shit because that's fun for them. This is not like, they treat it like how they do with like games, playing Call of Duty, just people on the internet, ha ha ha, shut the fuck up, you bitch, you know, saying racial slurs and, you know, just stupid shit like that. We trying to actually, we real boxing fans over here, we trying to actually see it. What do we have to talk about? We're trying to see the fight. You know, and that's how most real boxing fans are. We want to actually see the outcome. We don't want to just talk about it and that type of thing. We want to see what you're saying come into fruition. You know what? I'm gonna wrap this stream up. I might come back and do another one. I gotta see what the engagement is looking like. So shout out to everyone. That's my post-fight breakdown for Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin. Fun fight, pretty good action. Some hiccups with the DAZN platform, but Joshua pulled the trigger, got it done. 7th round knockout. Congrats to him. Shout out to y'all.